Yo, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You know what time it is? You know what I'm going to say? Anyway, I'm going to say it. It's your guy, DLG Reppin. How you all been? Hope you've enjoyed yourself today. So now I have. Lots of sleep. Lots of tidying up. Excuse me. Just had something to eat. So I've got to get that digested. So people, it feels like it should be exciting to hear that the Arsenal players are back in training along with West Ham and Brighton Hove Albion players. I mean, West Ham, Brighton fans, any football fans, if you want to get back on me on this, then yeah, do leave your comments below, and always drive the thumbs up like button, and please immensely subscribe to my channel. 978 subscriptions more than I'll be doing my live streams, and maybe later on I might decide to do a live stream with one or two people to see how it goes. But let's be real. How does it work that you're going to get Arsenal players to train from an Arsenal fan point of view? Yeah, I'm going to talk about the club that I fell in love with in the early 90s. That's my team, Arsenal. I wonder how it works. You know, I saw TV footages. I saw Sky News. They posted some footage of an Arsenal player training. It might have been by Saka. I mean, they have to self-isolate. They cannot be near each other because we're in a coronavirus moment, and it's a dark moment for me. Other than that, it's good that you can get the Arsenal players to train. It's good that you can get West Ham players to train and Brighton Hove Albion players to train. So I suppose Mikel Arteta, Graham Potter and David Moyes were very busy this morning. Wow. I mean, maybe it could be a good thing because there's been conversations going on about Arsenal, not Arsenal, but all football teams, should I say. And I say all football teams about the Premier League resuming the conclusion of the league, which will start apparently June 9. That's the target. Now, for me, it still might be a little bit too early to restart the season again. But again, guys, if you don't want it void, and nullified, then drop me your comments below. Let me know what you think. But for me, I think it will be still a little bit too early. I mean, I'm hearing talks of schools being opening by early May. That is not going to happen. It's just too early. It's just not realistic enough. This coronavirus is deep and nobody knows when it's going to end. So, from a sporting context, such as football that I specify at, why would the FA and UEFA want to get together and have this discussion about reopening the season when there's over 21,000 people in the UK dying, nearly 19,000 in England dying dying. There's hundreds and hundreds of people dying in the UK, and football is secondary still. I understand they want to give supporters the entertainment and the joy and the beauty, football being the beautiful sport. I get that. But for me, it will be a little bit early and premature, and it would be irresponsible if you reopen the season and players left, right and centre are struck with the coronavirus. And for love or behold, God forbid, a couple of deaths after that to professional footballers. I mean, for crying out loud, Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager, nearly died through this, you know. He could have been killed. So could have Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, my message to the FA and UEFA, are you actually sure you want to reopen the Premier League season? Excuse me. I mean, you could live to regret this decision, because if we get a second wave of coronavirus, which could happen at any given moment, then what? If it happens within the next 3 or 4 weeks, you would have no other alternative but to void and nullify the season. And like I said before, if it means no one gets rewarded titles or promotion and no one gets relegated, so be it. It is what it is. I don't know when normality is going to get back to the way it was. Nobody knows when normality is going to get back to the way it was. But what I do know is, we've got to do our part. Not in this country, but the whole world. Well, I know Italy and Spain are doing their part, despite the death toll against them. I mean, for example, Italy and Spain have up to over 50,000 plus people that are dead. All thanks to the coronavirus. That's a hell of a lot of people when you think about it in hindsight. I mean, Serie A, they want to get players training again. They want to get players of each and every other club training again. I haven't heard anything with La Liga. I mean, the Eredivisie has been voided. That might prove to be a very good decision in the end. I mean, the Belgian league has been voided, but Genk were awarded the league title. That don't feel right. That just don't feel right. But again, if you're a supporter of Genk and you want to leave your comment below, even if you say it in Belgian, I'll just leave the translation button below your comment when you finish, and then I'll translate, and I'll press the translation button and I'll read your thoughts of what I'm talking about. But for me, does the Premier League season resume? I'm 50-50 on it. I'm actually 50-50, so I'm going to sit on the bench. Right, I'm going to go back to Arsenal and talk about a couple of players. Bukayo Saka. Now, for me, why haven't we got him tied down? Why haven't the board sat him down and tied him down to a 6-year contract, 7-year contract? This should have happened long before the coronavirus was even thought of. Seriously. He's been fantastic. 10 assists in a position that he doesn't play at. Let's be real. He's put in 7 and 8 out of 10 performances, week in, week out. He's capable of scoring goals. Just look at the goal against Bournemouth. You tell me that was not a top-class strike. That was a top-class strike. That proves that he is capable of scoring goals. You know? Scored a good goal in Europa League this season, in the group stages, in the game that we were 2-0 down. And that's the same game that he set up the first goal of that comeback against Standard Liège for Lacazette. He's had 10 assists this season. Defensively, he's not been too bad. But again, you wouldn't expect him to be defensively great at left back because he's a left attacking midfield player with good pace, strength, and offensively he attacks with aggression and with a purpose to hurt the opposition, to hurt the right back. That's what he wants to do. And we need to reward him with a contract. We do not want to let him go to Borussia Dortmund, because he will be more than a loss than losing Aubameyang. Saka is a player that we should be aiming to keep for the next 10 years while we go out there and show that ambition. Right, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, there's been reports in the newspapers or the gossip column or whatever you want to call it that Arsenal have shelved these contract negotiations. Well, this is dragged on and on for months, or weeks and weeks. It feels like it's dragged on for more than months. I'm sick and tired of it. I just want this resolved sooner rather than later. But what I can say is, if we are to part our ways with Aubameyang, then we need to get someone in ASAP. Someone in who's capable of scoring just as much league goals as he's got. I don't expect the new striker to come in and score 50-plus goals quicker than Aubameyang did. But I expect the new striker to settle into a rhythm. You know, get used to his teammates and fit in with the pre-season. That's the sort of striker I'm looking at. I mean, Timo Werner, is he the man? I like him, but is he the ideal number 9? I mean, Eddie Nketiah, don't get me wrong. Going by the ones that we have, that is, Eddie Nketiah, he will score goals. He lives in the penalty box. I love his work rate. Top class work rate. Never stops running. He lives in the box. He gets the goals. Maybe at the moment he's not what we're looking for, but I hope he proves me wrong, because I think he is a goal scorer. He is a goal scorer. I've seen him score goals. You know? Let's go back to the Everton game that we won 3-2. Saka's on the left, and he came on for Kolasinac in that game. Again, Bukayo Saka's down that left with a bit of space, whips in a terrific cross. And in between the two defences, when you look at the cross, he whips it in with complete venom and panache. In between the two centre-halves, and Saka's there for a tap-in. And he wasn't going to miss from there. Now, that's the sort of striker I'd like. You know, they get into the right spaces. And Gary Lineker said it. There's not enough strikers in the Premier League in this modern day era that gets into the position where it really hurts. To get into the spaces where it really hurts. And Gary Lineker made a good point there. I mean, if you can argue that, then drop your comments below. But the main thing is, do drive the thumbs up like button more than the thumbs down. And the biggest one of all, my subscribers. I need you to please subscribe to my channel, I mean, I've got 22 and counting. So for you 22 that subscribe to my channel, thanks for the love, You'll be rewarded, in good time. And you know what they say, all good things come to those who wait. However, going back to Eddie Nketiah, he is that type of striker that we need at our club, and he knows Arsenal well. He came from the Chelsea youth ranks, fair enough. But Bukayo Saka, he's come from our youth system. He knows the club. He bleeds Arsenal. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. Passionate Arsenal player, and we need to get him tied down. And Aubameyang, if we can get him tied down, that would feel like the biggest signing of the summer. You know, his father has apparently come out and said that he wants his son to sign the contract extension for Arsenal. Now, that's his dad coming out. What about his son himself. We wait and see. We're still waiting. Well, what more can I say? So, on the transfer front, I mean, Willian has been linked to Arsenal, and now apparently it's been reported that Arsenal are the favourites to land him. For me, he's been a very good player, and he is a very good player, but for the long term, he's not someone that I want. It's not that I'm calling him a Chelsea reject, because Luis has looked more. Let me talk again. Luis has looked more the Chelsea reject than previous other Chelsea signings, like Cech, like Gallas. But this guy is a good player, but he's not someone that I would look at, you know. I'm hoping this is not a signing that Arteta's interested in. I would rather develop Reece Nelson. Seriously. We're never going to know how good Reece Nelson is, or Willock, if you don't give them the time and the patience and the 90 minutes that they need and deserve. They deserve to have a chance to play 10, 15 games in a row. You know? And while they're doing that, we as fans should get behind them, you know? Encourage them, keep lifting them up. When they fall down, let's try and pick them up. Encourage them. And this is what I get angry about. Certain Arsenal fans criticising players like Willock and Nelson, but yet they came from the youth ranks. But yet, you want... I don't know what you want. I just can't get you guys. You're more fucking confused than confused.com. We've got to get behind these players. And let them flourish. Because I don't want them to perish. I want them to evolve. I want them to do well. That's the reason why we get behind. That's the reason why we get behind these players. Reece Nelson, his last game was a good game against Portsmouth. Yeah, I'm saying Portsmouth. I don't care what division Portsmouth were in. I don't care what players they have he played against. At the end of the day, he was put there to perform against what was in front of him. Simple fact. If Bukayo Saka can flourish, why can't Reece Nelson? Why can't the Willocks? Let's get behind our young, talented footballers from the youth academy, please. Other than that, I look forward to the football season returning. But again, I'm not putting a date on it because it will be irresponsible and unintelligent to say the dates that football returns to this country. But then again, if not most of you, half of you are second guessing. Because half of you are playing the mugs game. So anyway, do leave your comments below. Do drive the thumbs up like button. And most of all, do drive the subscribe. Do drive the subscribe button as up as possible. Yeah, as far up as possible. Yeah. I'd love to do a live stream with you guys. Another 978 more to go, and then we're on, baby. Did I steal that from someone? If I did, I'll apologise. I would say I borrowed it, yeah? But I'll apologise if you think I've stolen it. Anyway, this is your guy DLG Reppin, yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm done. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, yeah? That's the main one. Please subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, yeah, have a good evening and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, bless and love. I'm out of here.